They crowned me too early, before I understood the weight, before I understood the silence, before I understood what it means to carry a future that isn't yours alone. From the outside, it looked like a dream. Speed, goals, trophies, applause. But no one tells you what happens when the world decides who you must become before you decide it yourself. I was still learning who I was when they started telling me who I had to be. Every match stopped being a game, it became a verdict. Every mistake felt permanent. Every pause felt suspicious. Every silence felt judged. They didn't see a young player, they saw a promise. And promises don't get patience, they get pressure. They said he's the future, but the future is heavy when you're forced to carry it alone. I wasn't afraid of responsibility, I was afraid of losing myself inside it. When you are young, people forgive mistakes. When you are crowned early, they don't. They compare you to legends who already finished their story while you are still writing your first chapter. They ask you to win now, lead now, decide now, sacrifice now. And if you hesitate, they call it weakness. If you think, they call it fear. But thinking is not fear. Thinking is survival. They said I was lucky. They said it was easy. They never saw the nights where the noise followed me home. They never felt the pressure of knowing that one wrong decision can define you for years. Stay or leave, speak or stay silent, smile or stay serious. Every choice becomes a headline, every moment becomes evidence. They don't want a human, they want certainty. But certainty doesn't exist when you're still becoming. I learned early that talent opens doors, but it doesn't protect you from what's waiting inside the expectations, inside the criticism, inside the comparisons. People love speed, but speed doesn't give you answers. It only gives you attention, and attention is dangerous when you're still learning how to protect your peace. I didn't grow up dreaming of noise, I dreamed of control. Control over my game, control over my choices, control over my future. Because when you are young and gifted, everyone wants a piece of you. Your time, your image, your voice. Very few care about your balance, they want you to burn bright. They don't ask how long you can last, they crowned me too early. And crowns don't make kings, they test them. Every expectation tightened the weight. Every criticism sharpened the edge. I could feel it the moment when motivation started turning into pressure. And pressure doesn't ask if you're ready, it just arrives. Pressure doesn't knock. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't wait for permission. It arrives all at once and asks one question: can you carry this? I didn't break under it, but I changed. I became quieter, more careful, more aware of every move. Because when the world is watching, freedom becomes expensive. People think confidence is loud. They think leaders shout. But sometimes leadership is restraint. It's knowing when to move and when to wait while everyone is screaming for action. They said, why don't you decide faster? Why don't you take more risks? Why don't you speak more? Because every step forward closes 1,000 doors behind you. And I learned something important. Speed without direction is chaos. Talent without control is waste. I didn't want to be chaos, I wanted longevity. I watched players rise fast and disappear even faster, burned by expectations they never learned how to manage. I refused to be another story that ended too soon. So I slowed my mind even when my body was fast. I listened more, I spoke less. I chose discipline over applause, not because I was afraid, but because I was aware. Awareness keeps you alive when hype tries to consume you. They said he has everything. But having everything means losing privacy, losing peace, losing the right to make mistakes quietly. Every error is magnified, every emotion is analyzed. You are no longer allowed to be unsure. But uncertainty is part of growth. I had to learn how to grow while means demanded perfection. That's a battle no one prepares you for. I didn't stop believing, I refined belief. I learned that you don't fight pressure by running faster, you fight it by standing still and choosing wisely. I learned that greatness isn't built in highlight moments, it's built in restraint, in patience, in the moments where you say, not yet, even when the world wants now. They crowned me too early, but crowns don't decide your future, choices do. And every choice I made was about one thing: protecting the player I want to become, not the version they want today, the version that lasts. If you are watching this and people expect greatness from you before you feel ready, if they rush you, if they label you, if they decide your future for you, remember this: you are allowed to take your time, you are allowed to think, you are allowed to grow privately, you are allowed to say no. The world loves instant success, but legends are built slowly, brick by brick, decision by decision. They crowned me too early, but I didn't let the crown define me. I learned how to carry it without letting it crush me. I am not the future, I am the present, learning its weight. And when the time comes, when I decide to become everything they keep talking about, it will not be because they rushed me. It will be because I was ready. They crowned me too early. But I didn't fall under the weight. I grew into it, and that is how real greatness survives.